Another week, another thrift trip. I'm looking forward to it this time. We have some new strategies, some new philosophies, some brutally honest reselling advice coming too. It's a little, not even a little, it's overcast. So odds are I may not be able to do per store recap. So you might get the hotel room recap here. But fingers crossed everything works out. And I think it's going to be a good day. If you're new here, my name's Kevin, the Stoic Reseller. I buy new and used clothing to sell on eBay and Poshmark. I get these items from thrift stores and online marketplaces. If you're into thrift trips, bolos, deep dives, what's sold, and honest reselling advice in the form that we operate on a daily basis, please hit the like, subscribe, comment below, and without further ado, here's the items. All right, store one. I don't know who's more in luck, me or you. I did pay up for this, but 13. These are the really good Nike Tiger Woods polos. I sell these for easily around 30. And because we're switching up strategies, meaning I'm looking to get rid of things at 30 days, I honestly don't mind doing that. It is windy out here. And the reason I say I don't know who's lucky, you or me, is because I get to actually do this before it rains. So anyways, red tags half off, 15, but two really good things here. One is, you'll see here, very big size. Wouldn't normally do that, but if I can find it, it was, or I thought it was, newer tags. Oh yeah, it's right there. So, new tags, and I think it might be, anyways, good item. Gonna move it on. Here is a really kind of bread and butter brand, $8. It's segments. It's just a long sleeve merino wool. Anything else from that brand I don't get. This is a secondary store item. Secondary store. All right, here's a cool item, 25 bucks. This is gonna sell, or rather I spent 7. It's a Under Armour Alter Ego compression shirt. I've had great luck with those at about 25. Some of them go higher. Ooh, this one's got some nastiness. You have to wash it. Anyways, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm always parking next to people who have like the biggest families, take the longest time. Anyways, half off. This does have some stains, but this is the women's Crater Lake hoodie. If I can get some of that out or all of it out, it kind of looks like it might just wash out. I priced those high at 30 bucks, and I take offers, and they sell within about a week. Paid 13. If you guys are not looking out for this brand, this is a women's. Now, I don't buy everything from this brand anymore, but you'll see here, it's a convertible. So you got a zip off there, and you got a zip off there. It's one of their proprietary ones. I forget exactly what the item is called, but that is something that you want to be on the lookout for. Paid 13 for these Lululemon pants, size 8. These are probably going to get stolen by the wife, which is fine. That's kind of why I bought it, and if she doesn't want it, they'll sell pretty nice. 7, the prices were good, and I'm sorry about the wind, but you can see here, Eddie Bauer First Ascent. It's a size 12 tall. That's why I got it. I priced that around 25. Not all Zegna shirts are created equally. Here's for $8. What you want to pay attention to is this right here, the Senta Quaranta. I don't know. But whatever that fabric is, commands a really high price for whatever reason. Okay, so these people load it up and they're just sitting here. I don't know. Kind of seems weird to me. Half off. I'm kind of cooling it off on how much I'm willing to pay for these. But this is a Lululemon metal vent. And the way you know whether it's a metal vent or anything is if it has this stitching on the inside. I still price them at 30. They still sell fairly regularly, but the velocity has slowed down. So maybe I start pricing them at 28 and seeing how that goes. Here's some Lululemon. I think these are the Surge shorts. Really good item there. Happy to get probably 25 for that, and that's a good buy cost. Paid way up for this, but we are in the right time. This is the Nike Yoga. You can see it's got that rippling. That's how you know if it's the Nomad, and it's the Nike Yoga. And it's a good size, good colorway. Probably price this around 40, considering we're in the head of the season. I was getting 35 for that during the non-season, during the middle of summer. Here is a Filson for 10. I'm not quite sure what style that is. Some of these Filsons do not go for a lot of money, and I have noticed CC Filson in general has slowed down significantly with its velocity. But that's okay. I still buy them all because, you know, why not? Let's look here. This is an Eaton shirt. The one thing I really want you guys to pay attention to, I did only pay $8, so it's not anything I'm willing to pay up for. The buy cost in the store was great, actually. Is you see where it says poplin? You want to add that as your keyword. It increases the velocity, so that should sell within 30 days. Here's a brand I always buy, as long as it's in good shape. Howler Brothers, just a pearl snap, vented long sleeve. Paid $10 for that one. Probably like 30, maybe 35. Paid $7. Here's a brand you may not know, under 510. It's just a long sleeve, and the camera is not focusing today. Just another long sleeve button up. Really good conversion rate on that. Sells for over 25 in some cases. I might price it around 28. $10. We got this Nike soccer club. I forget what that is. What that team is, but it's Nike Aeroswift. So this will probably sell for around $40 to $45. And that is everything I got in the first store. Moving on. Alright, so it's pretty obvious I'm at the hotel now because it decided to hit atmospheric river all day long. Absolute crazy weather. You can see we hit 7 stores. I actually blanked on one of them. I haven't done that in quite a while. I would say over 20 years, or not 20 years, over a year at this point. But you can see we spent $613.70. Our average buy cost was $852. We got 72 total items. I don't have an accurate breakdown because, well, I just don't. But anyway, so we're going to start. I have it all laid out. I try to figure out the best method after the last debacle. So we'll just start here. For $7, we got this beautiful tie. Some of you might, when it shimmers like that, there's actually a pretty good idea of what it might be. This is Brioni for $7. I price the bulk majority of Brioni ties at about $40 when I find them. They do pretty good at about that price. You know, I think some people on the YouTubes, they like to overprice this stuff, and I don't really think we're trying some new strategies, guys. 15. I guess before we get into this blazer, the new strategies, guys, is simply we're gonna be trying to move everything within 30 days. I'm sourcing items that I believe will move in 30 days, and if they don't, we're gonna be hyper aggressive. At 31 days, 10% off. At 61 days, it's going to be 15. And at 91 days, we're going 20% off. We're going to up our coupon to 20%. The goal here is slightly slimmer margins, but we're not going to carry anything over. So my goal is to just literally, I source 115 items for the primary store. And in that week, we sell 115 or more items. Because realistically, I have like almost a 1,400 item store, and I kind of just want to sell it all. I really want to get to the point where we're selling stuff within 30 days, and at the absolute latest, it's 90 days. And it's going to take some time to get to that point, but we'll get there. And I think this is how reselling in the frame that we do, right, which is one-off items, where we go to thrift stores. I think that's got to be the most profitable way to do it, because nothing else really makes sense to me. And I have a video coming out about that this week, Thursday. So keep on the lookout. It's going to be questioning the sell-through rate and how it's calculated and how resellers are lying to you guys. So anyways, this is blazer. It does have one ultra minor flaw. I mean, it doesn't even create a hole, just a loose thing there. You're going to see this. You're going to go Cremeo, or whatever the heck it's called. That's a crap brand until you do that. and realize the blazer feels excellent. This is the Loro Piana Summertime Wool Linen Silk. I want you to look. So remember the last time I did this where I told you I don't care what the brand is. I'm going to label it as it was that wool blazer. I can't think of the name of it. Of course, I'm blanking on it. Harris Tweed. And I was going to lead with Harris Tweed and not even bother putting the brand in. That's exactly what I'm going to do with this. This is a $150 blazer. And regardless, if it had a better brand, like if it was like a J. Crew or something or other, it'd command a lot more money. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Here is 10,000. If you don't know, that's a great athletic brand. These are a pair of like dark gray pants. Typically, they have, at least their shorts do. I've only found their pants one other time. Let's look here. Sometimes they have the style name somewhere at the hem or inside the pocket. This one, they don't. But anyways, this is the exact same item that I found last time. And it sold on Poshmark rather quickly. We're just going to get over there. We're not going to let you guys see the bag every time. So I saw that logo, and I've only seen this once before. So these are pants. I have it organized. So these are pants. This brand is A Day, and it's an interesting brand made in Portugal. It's really nice, super nice. The last pants I had of them sold for like $60 in a matter of like a week, so I'm pretty stoked about that. $8. We got this LL Bean, if you recognize that style number. This is the multi-sport pant again. I just listed the other pair, so we'll see how quickly they sell. But I believe I listed them at 30. The conversion on them for 90 days is pretty solid. Like there's an equal amount sold as there are listed, so I'm pretty happy with that. Here's I forget what the soccer team is, but anyways, this is Nike Dry Fit Advance, but this is also like that weird stitching. Man, what is up with my phone lately with the focus? Let's try. There we go. Maybe that might be a little bit better. But anyways, Dry Fit Advance. It is a men's small, but first off, anything Nike soccer is pretty solid. The Dry Fit Advance line is really good. So these I have found in different teams in the past. I price them around 35 to 40. And they sell rapidly. Okay, next, do you see two bunnies? Because I do. So I paid $7 for these two bunnies. If you don't know, they are Tracksmith. I want to say these are the Van Court pants or something, or shorts. If they are, they're an easy $45 a pair, and they'll sell quickly, as most Tracksmith does. $8 for this Outdoor Afro by REI. So if you don't know, this brand is really sought after for whatever reason. I mean, they're nice, but to be fair, they're not any different than really anything else I've ever found, at least from a quality standpoint. I mean, that logo, I guess, just carries a lot. So I looked it up, because I've only ever found pants. And the shorts do really well as well. I was surprised. There's a lot more sold than there are listed. And that does not give 100% sell-through rate, because there are items listed and you can't have more items sold than there are listed. So you guys need to stop with that sell-through rate thing. I'll teach you more on Thursday. How about that? That's what that video is going to be. Anyways, 7. Do you recognize that? Because I do. I think I've sold these shorts before in the past. They're actually pretty popular. And I know we're like heading into the winter and cold, rainy months, but it's Arc'teryx, guys. You're not leaving Arc'teryx buying for $7. I do believe that those will sell within about, I don't know, 2 weeks at the most. $10 for these really nice colored. The wife may steal this. She really likes this brand. If you don't recognize the logo, it is Beyond Yoga. I do not pick up everything Beyond Yoga. Some of their jackets can do well, and I'm really only sticking with the joggers because the joggers just have a better cost overall, like average sales price, and the velocity is a lot better. I didn't look it up, but I had just sold a pair on Poshmark today for like 35 or 40 bucks. So pretty stoked there. If you don't know, John G. I have highlighted this brand a few times. This is the men's AFO short. These will sell very fast, probably within a week or less, for around 30 bucks. Here's another great outdoor brand that I've highlighted before, Western Rise. I have not ever found one of their long sleeves. I was thoroughly surprised. 10 bucks. If you look it up, the velocity is great. The listed to sold comparison is great. Around 35 bucks. All right. So you know me, I'm a sucker for really anything camo or wild. And I was looking at this. So Vans MoMA. So 8 bucks. If you look up Vans MoMA and you type in and like just look at what's available and the used category, you'll notice that there's not many of this style available. But then when you go to solds, you'll see that this style is almost the only one selling, and it sells between $30 and $35. Wouldn't you know? Red tags were half off, so I paid $10 for this Lululemon. I don't know exactly what it is, but this is a style piece. People right now are kind of into this cropped. So I had an aloe yoga cropped similar to this. So within a day, aloe I think is a little bit more desirable at this point, but it sold within a day for like 64 bucks. That one did anyways. Maybe I'm lying. Was it 64 or 40? It was like 50 bucks. It was a couple months ago. You expect me to remember this stuff. But anyways, I can't imagine it's any different for Lululemon. I didn't look it up. I pick up most Lululemon 10 and under, as long as it's in good condition. For $8, this is one of my favorite brands. Obviously, Nike. Nike is probably half of my overall sales per year, would be my guess, or it's really close to it. But you can see that was Arizona Diamondbacks. It was the Nike Pro line. It's a long sleeve. Anytime I see these, they're super underrepresented on eBay. And I think it's just because people have never bought them to try out. I list these for $30, and it doesn't matter the team. It seems like it sells so quickly for me. I think I don't have any more, but the last one I sold was a baseball team as well. And I believe it sold for like 24 bucks in about a week or so. Oh, and I'm just now noticing, I never checked this, but I just happened to look over, and there's some, I don't know if you can see it, some fraying at the hem. That shouldn't be that big a deal. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it right there. Maybe that is a big deal, I don't know. But anyways, for 5 bucks, some of you guys will recognize the collar right away. It is Smart Wool. This is one of the newer lines, Smart Wool Active. Now, for 5 bucks, it's valuable. It does have a hole in the back, but that was the only flaw that I could see. And for 5 bucks, I wasn't gonna leave it behind. Worst case scenario, 20 bucks. Best case, probably around 30. I have to look at the exact style. $10 if you do not know. This is a real tree print, of course. And then, if you do not know, Under Armour. They do not make these anymore, I don't believe. It's a compression in really good shape. It's got the scent block and everything. I believe those are still going for $35. I could be wrong. But I buy those every time I see them. What did I pay for that? $8 for this Chubbies. You know, I find these from time to time, and I always forget if they're good. So instead of looking up comps, because I'm trying to get away from that, I looked at my store and what I had sold in the last 90 days and realized I've sold like 3 of these in various patterns for $25 bucks. So why not? $7 for this Icebreakers Merino Basics. It's a men's, just kind of like short sleeve. It's kind of long, but yeah, I mean, Icebreaker is definitely one of those merino brands that you definitely want to be on the lookout for. My rule of thumb is, how does it feel? If it feels overworn, probably pass. Also, how many holes does it have? Anyway, $8 for Bugatti 8-way stretch. Now, it's a 2XL, got a great pattern. I just watched a YouTuber today on my drive up here tell me that they're they're not picking these up anymore. They are not moving for him. And it's weird because I have found probably 4 of the long sleeves, and this will be the 3rd polo. My count might be slightly mixed up on there, but what I can tell you is I don't have any more because they sell quite well on Poshmark, and I also have sold quite a few on eBay. So for $15, which may seem like a lot, it's a Pendleton. It's the original board shirt. So mind you, we are in the absolute best time of the year to sell these. It's the best line of these, and it's the best pattern. So you combine the best of the best of the best, right? The only thing it doesn't have is it's not vintage. If this was vintage, oh, I gotta wash it. Didn't see that nastiness. That's okay. I'll just hand wash it. If it was vintage, this is a $150 shirt. But as it stands, it's probably like a $100 shirt. And I imagine the sell-through velocity on that is exponentially high right now. $7 for a Brioni, just kind of cotton tank top for women. If you're curious, I didn't look it up. I only paid, what, $5? $7? At minimum 20. It's probably not going to meet the metric of the primary store, but we're still doing it anyways because you can't stop me anyways at this point, right? Here's for $10, and you know, it's weird because this was on the shelf last week and I didn't grab it, and I really don't know why. I must have just missed it, or I looked it over because I was like, man, maybe did I just miss a flaw? But I picked up like 2 or 3 of these last week. It's the Nike Tiger Woods. It's this, here, if you want to look it up, you look it up and you tell me if you would have picked it up or not. I guarantee you would have, because the ones I've listed this week have quite a few watchers already. I'm trying to get it, there you go. BQ6724. Really good item. I list them for like $35, I believe, and they sell quite quickly. For $8, this is probably the absolute max I'd pay for this shirt. Now, okay, so Dry Fit Advanced. This is an interesting thought-provoking experience for me, because I used to buy any of the activewear tops like this for men at Dry Fit Advanced. Now I'm only picking up the ones with like this like cool patterning. Any of the other ones are going to the secondary store at $20. This one I've listed at, I have one currently listed at 30 with 7 watchers. So we'll see what happens. Pay 10, you're going to pay 10 every single day for this brand. It is Poncho. I had bought one last thrift trip, and the short sleeve sold right away on Poshmark, and it had a stain on the back that I didn't see, and it sold right away for $40. So yeah, that was long sleeve and better condition. $5 for Young LA. So okay, so this is a brand that I know will sell well on the secondary store. That's what I got it for. I was like, $5, sure, why not? But when looking at Young LA compression shirts, this is like the Warrior shirt, and these have the most insane velocity I've ever seen for Young LA in general, right? For this brand, at like 40 bucks. So, color me surprised. Paid $7 for a Collars & Co. Really nice, like gingham, plaid, polo, button down. Now I know the velocity of these have slowed down this time of the year, but they still do very well. So, 10 bucks. I buy these segments all year round, and I buy them, like if it wasn't fall/winter, I wouldn't have bought for 10. I would have waited for it to go clearance. But as long as they don't have any holes, I'll grab them. I price them at like 25 bucks, and they sell. I can't keep them in stock. Let's just put it that way. You can see here is a Patagonia. Now this probably should have been kept on the shelf. Patagonia for $7. I just couldn't say no to the price. I want to say, I mean the tag was even cut off, but it feels like a Capling Cool Daily, and with a pattern. And it being women's, it's a 65, or I'm gonna price it around 25 bucks. And those during the summer, I couldn't keep them in stock. So $8 for a Denim & Supply Ralph Lauren. Now, I don't pick up everything in this brand. It's kind of a slowly dying brand, if you ask me. But I know there's people that will buy this religiously. But it's a denim, it's a chambray pearl snap. Really nice. Now, I wish it had some like embellishment at the shoulders, but just as it stands with the fading, you know, the size is good. There's really no stains. This is like a $35 shirt. So, with a very promising sell-through. Even now, like when I looked at Pearl Snap Denim & Supply chambray, there's been a couple sold recently. 10 bucks for a Ralph Lauren Indigo. Now, I wanted to say this was an inside out or reverse print, but it's not. It really isn't. But that's okay. When you have a deep button line like this is a popover. But this, I want you guys to look it up. So this is Polo Ralph Lauren Indigo. This is a bandana shirt. I don't know if you guys recognize the old style bandanas, but you can do bandana, pearl, paisley, pop over. So this has got like every keyword you could ever ask for Ralph Lauren. Now it doesn't have, unfortunately, any of the logos. If I had a pony somewhere, that'd be great. But I'm imagining this is like a $50 shirt. So we're stoked for that. Now this, a little hit and miss, right? So we have 8 bucks for more Ralph Lauren. And remember the video I had, guys, with 5 brands that I am not picking up anymore? And the one thing with Ralph Lauren was that it has to be unique or it has to have an upgraded material. It's 100% linen, classic fit. Now, I know it's not the right time of the year, but I'm going to list it for about 25 and we'll see what happens. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by how quickly that sells. Around $25, take an offer of 20. May not seem like I'm making a lot, but that's the name of the game, is just take the profit. It's a fast mover. Alright, you guys see this crazy thing? So this is a puffer jacket, obviously, right? So, a couple things with it. It's an LL Bean. It's $8.50 down. And it's a women's, I don't know if you can see that, it's a women's small. And it's actually in pretty good shape. There's a few spots where there's like feathers kind of coming out a little bit, but otherwise it's not that bad. It's a stowaway. So what I was trying to do was find, here it is. So it's the Down Tech, and it does have a style number. I didn't look it up because I've just known, doing some deep dive research, if this is the ultralight down parka, this is a $90 plus jacket. So I don't mind spending $15 on it if it's going to sell for $95. And the velocity is only picking up, and I bet you I'll get rid of that within 30 days. I'll take maybe some aggressive offers. Who knows? $15. So I wish you guys could feel this. So this feels everything that you would expect a Lululemon to feel like. But I've never seen anything like this. So it's like this super long like coat of some sort. It is for sure Lululemon, because there you go. But like I said, I've never seen anything. I'll have to look it up. I just figured $15. Probably can't go wrong. Here's the... Ooh, can you see that? There we go. So it's a women's LW 3DK8S. Type that into Google and you'll get whichever that is. You know, I'm hoping $50 at the minimum. Next, we have $10. I'm surprised. They must have not looked at the zipper, because you can see that. And then if you flip it over, well, I guess if you flip it over, it still doesn't. Oh, yeah, there it is. So anyways, oh, I think that's some stainage there, isn't it? Well, darn. Yep, there too. Gosh, you just don't expect that on something like this. Anyways, I'm not sure what it is. It feels nice, looks nice. The staining isn't obvious because of the color of it. I'm expecting maybe 30, 35. Paid 15. You can see there's been like a constant paying up of $15 here. Barber or Barbor. Ba 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 ba. There's your inside tag. I am unaware of any fakes of Barber. I don't know why anyone would want to. But on good Barber pieces, you'll see here, it's on the material tag. This is the Lowdale Gillet. I believe this is a men's Lowdale Gillet. If you are able to hone in on specifically that name, you'll find that those sell between $75 and $90, and they are practically sold out right now. This also has some staining. Dang, maybe I should start looking a little better at this stuff. But if you don't know from that zipper and the inside there, it is again Le Lululemon. Where is the logo? I might just have to take my word for it though, because I have no idea. It's here somewhere. I thought I saw it, but anyways, it's for sure Lululemon, because there's your size dot. It is a men's XL. I believe this is the City Sweat hoodie, or City Sweat sweater. I'll wash it. We'll see what comes out, but if it is, it's like 35 to 40 bucks, and you know, we're happy to find it. I think it was, what did I say I paid for it? Do I even know? Half of that, so $10. For 15, you can see again paid up. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I highlighted this exact item that I had gotten from the bins for, I mean, it weighs like next to nothing. So I probably got it for like $1 or something at the bins. So paying up for it here is a little crazy. But this is like the Airlight hoodie for men. And it's an even better size. It's a large. I might try this on. But anyways, long story short, don't disregard Mountain Hardware out there. If you don't remember, I sold that other one. It was a purple, and it was like a small for it's like $55 in a matter of 2 days. So $20 paid way up for this. It's Outdoor Research. It is a men's small. It's a hoodie. This brand is quite good, especially for men's. And you want to make sure that it's got the name underneath the material tag. If it doesn't have that, I would probably pass. But this is the Feroci hooded jacket for men. Great velocity, great sales price. Being a small, probably like 60 to 70 bucks. Paid 10 for this. Now, probably overpaid, but it is REI. There's your style number right there, 184880. And if this is what I think it is, it's 2XL. I believe this is the women's cut, but this is the sunshade hoodie or something like that. And those sell pretty quick all year round for me for around $30. So I have 25 to 30. So you can see the margins are kind of slim here. $20. This feels super nice. Now, what do you guys think the brand is? Let me know in the comments. It is Caton 2XL. It's a Sherpa-lined vest, or a Sherpa-lined like overshirt, or shacket, whatever you want to call it. It is partially wool there, you can see. And I think if you flip around here somewhere, you might be able to get a style name. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. That was weird English there. I'll have to figure it out. There's no past tense on figured there. But yeah, if you look up Sherpa-lined like shacket for Caton, it's like 60 to 70 bucks. If I can figure out the exact name, maybe closer to 70. For 10, and I was like, man, why didn't I pick this up? And this is Georgia Bulldogs. And it's Peter Millar. It's like a Perth. It's one of those Perths. So it's like, anytime you get Peter Millar with a college, it's extra good, right? But then I was like, man, why? And then I realized after I bought it, I was like, oh yeah, because the back logo came off. But that shouldn't matter. This is still like a $40 item. But yeah, guys, that is all the items, minus the secondary stuff, which is in that Goodwill bag, of day one. Drop it in the comments section. What was your favorite find? Did you learn anything? Did I make a mistake picking up any of this? What are your thoughts? Do you think all of this will sell within 30 days, or am I just crazy? Let me know in the comments section, guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment below for more of this content. And until next time, which is tomorrow for day 2, remember to always rule the day.